Hello fashion lovers, let me quickly show you how I made these tier skirts for a baby girl, and this method can be applied for both adults and children and you'll get amazing results. To make this, you will need your fabric, your lining and your elastic waistband. Okay, the first thing you're going to be doing is to get your skirt base, and the skirt base I'm using a lining for the skirt base. Now to determine the width of the skirt base, I'll be getting my hip, maybe times 2, or hip plus some extra allowance depending on how wide you want the skirt to be, or how full you want it to be, okay, on how much fabric you have. So you can get your hip times 2 plus some extra inches, or your hip plus some extra inches. That's just solely dependent on you. So I will get my hip measurements now for the child, divided by 2 times 2. Then I'll be adding some little inches allowance. Then to get the length of the skirt, the length of the skirt is 19.5, so I'll be dividing that 19.5 by 3. Then because I'm doing 3 tiers, then I'm going to be minusing 6.5. By the time I divide it by 3, I'll be getting 6.5. So I'll be minusing 6.5, which is going to be the down part of the skirt, and also 2 inches, which is my my band. And then I have 11 inches. What I did was to mark out the 11 inches and I got this. So the up part is the 2-inch and the down to complete the length of the skirt is 6.5. okay, I don't know if you understand my explanation. So now I'll go ahead and divide this 11 into 2, because at that mid line is where I'll be putting the second layer of the skirt. So I'll just mark it like this and go ahead and rule a straight line with my ruler. Okay, remember on the top of the skirt I have my 2 inches for band, and on the down I'm going to add 6.5 Ankara fabric to complete the length of the skirt. Just be watching, you're going to understand as we go. Don't skip any part of this video so that you understand every process. This part is the, let's see, I'm explaining it again, where the first layer is from the up, the middle point is the second layer, and that down part is going to be having the third layer, which is going to be completing the full length of the skirt. Okay, so having done all this, now I would go ahead and cut out my Ankara strips, which I'm going to be using for my layers. Okay, so I've cut them out, 6.5 inch of Ankara fabric, and I added an extra allowance of 1 inch because I'm going to be hemming the down part, and then I added ½ inch which I'm going to be using to stitch it to the lining. So I am not cutting just 6.5, I am adding 1 inch for the hem and ½ inch for the sewing. Okay, do that to your own when you are doing. So I'll go ahead now to sew some gathers on this strip. So I have hemmed it down and I have gathered it also. So after sewing my loose stitch, I'll go ahead and pick a thread and then gather. Okay, when you have done your hemming, you have sewn your loose stitch, you pick a thread and you gather it evenly, and be careful while you gather so that the thread doesn't cut. Okay, just keep gathering it one string at a time and you get an even gathered. So now I've gathered them all and I'm about to join them to my lining base. Okay, so I'm going to mark out 1 inch at the sides of the lining. Just watch what I'm doing. This 1 inch, I am not going to stitch on that 1 inch. It is my sewing allowance for closing up my skirt. Okay, so when I am attaching my gathers, I am going to be starting not on the edge or the extreme of the dress, but on this line I have ruled that 1 inch line. Just start from there and join. Just spread out your gathers evenly on the lining. You can pin down to make sure that everything is aligning. Do not stitch to the end because you're using that 1 inch to close your skirt. Then for the second layer, it's going to be on this middle line. I'm going to be turning the fabric upside down like this, and then stitch on that line. Just to spread it out evenly, stitch on that line. Then when you turn it over, you're going to be having a neat finishing up there. Just watch what I'm doing, you will understand. It's very easy, trust me. So I'll go on. I've joined the first layer and I'll join the second layer. Just trim off every thread or every strings from the Ankara and all that. So trim off and don't have any rope dangling on your skirts. Okay, so I have sewn on this side. I will turn it out. You see what I'm saying? You're just going to have a very clean finishing on that area. Okay, so that's the second, and then this is the first one. This first one is going to have a band attached to it. Okay, I'm going to use a band to finish that edge of it. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to add the remaining 6.5 that will complete the full length of the skirt. Okay, the remaining strip or fabric that will complete the length of the skirt. I don't know if you're following. If you have any questions, please drop it on the comment section. I will be glad to respond to you. So now I'm going to still turn this upside down to get the full length of the skirt. I'm starting still before the 1 inch. I am not sewing on that 1 inch. Just spread out, pin down so that you don't get it twisted, so you don't have any mistake, or you don't have some parts more fuller than some parts. Make sure it's spread out evenly. Pin down, go ahead to the machine and sew on your 1/2 inch. Remember, you're adding 1/2 inch and also 1 inch for your seam allowance. Okay, now I've gone ahead to, I'll take it to my sewing machine and I will stitch on it, and then I will show you the results. You can see I am taking my time to spread it out. All right, do not forget to add your allowance after dividing your skirt length into 3. Okay, then add your hem allowance and add your seam allowance to join it to the lining. All right, so now I'll go ahead and sew it and I will show you the results. So guys, I've joined the last one, and now my 3 layers are complete. You can see what I mean by having a neat finishing, and this is so beautiful. You can see it's so beautiful. Everything is aligning. There is no opening, no one is shorting. Okay, just be careful while you are doing it, and trust me, it's going to be amazing. So now I'm about to close up. Remember that 1 inch I told you to leave? You just pick one side of the 1 inch, pick the other side, and then join it together like this. Avoid the fabric, avoid the Ankara or whatever fabric you are using from entering into the lining. Just stitch it. Okay, I've stitched it. Now you can see this is the wrong side of the skirt. So now I didn't touch the Ankara area at all. I will turn over to the right side now and show you how to be stitching the Ankara part. So I will just pick one layer. Okay, you can see that the lining part is closed. So what I'll do now is to just pick one layer, run a right side facing right side. I'll stitch 1/2 inch. Go ahead, pick the second one, stitch on 1/2 inch, and also pick the last one and stitch on 1/2 inches. Okay, after doing that, this is what I'll be having. You can see it's well properly aligned. You can see, even if you're sewing a gather skirt, a flare skirt, like things like this, don't resist the urge of sewing everything together. It won't give you a very good result at all. So just sew it one after the other, and you will love the results you'll be getting. Okay, so now I'll go ahead to attach my band on my waist. Okay, I'll just flip open the band. Measure your skirt before you cut out the band. Okay, then cut out your band. It is the elastic that you'll be cutting the measurements of the waist of your client. Then you'll be deducting like 2 inches from it. Okay, so now I'll go ahead from the inside. I'm sewing inside out so that I will be able to top stitch when I am done sewing. So I'm going to be sewing round. I'm doing 2 inches band, so I'm going to be sewing 1/2 inch all round, and when I get to this part I will join together. So let me show you what it looks like. Now I've joined, then I will turn out the band because I'm needing I need 2 inches for the band, so I will turn it out like this. You can see what I'm doing. I'll turn it out, then I'll go ahead to use my tape to measure to see if I have 2 inches and a half, because half is for folding it in. So now I have 2.5, so that remaining half is what I'm using to tuck in and then stitch on it. Okay, I'll stitch a very tiny line on that place, you can see it, just to get my job finished. I don't want to weave the waistline. I don't want, you can do yours by weaving, but I do not want to, so I just stitch to cover it up. I'll leave a place for passing my elastic. I'll leave a small space where I pass my elastic. This is what we have. It's looking so pretty, so perfect. So I'll add my elastic to grip everything, and it will give it a very beautiful effect after adding my elastic. Trust me, this is not hard. Okay, so now this is what our skirt is looking like. I've added my elastic band. You can see it will give it a kind of look, gather everything together, and it sits so perfect, so beautiful. If you follow this process, you're going to get it both for an adult or for a child, the same process. Okay, there might be other processes or other ways of doing it, but this one, trust me, it gives very perfect, and it will make you utilize your fabric very well. So I just go ahead and measure to see if my length is complete, and yes, I have my complete length. All right, so this method helps you to utilize your fabric, and it gives you a very neat finishing, and it gives you a very full, and how will I call it, full effect. All right, so you can now go ahead to, you can see how neat it is, like it's neat. Just go ahead and weave the inside just to that place. You can see it has some unfinished edges, so just weave around there. You can see my waist is neat. I don't need to touch anything around that waist. It's giving so neat and all that. So my skirt is ready. I hope you try it out and tag me to see how your result is. So I'll go ahead and pair it with a top, a polo, or anything, but for me I made a beautiful top to pair it, and I promise you this is so beautiful. I love the outcome. Okay, I hope you will try this. I hope you will tag me, and if you find anything difficult, just let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe please for more videos, and turn on your notification bell so that you get more updates from this channel. Thanks for staying tuned. Bye.